Whoa, look at my sleeves. Whew. Steady, Johnny, this is quicker now. Woohoo! Love it. Ah, lovely little rest that was. Just get my thoughts together and come and talk to you guys, because I've got quite a lot of things gone on to the Surron that I need to talk about. Where do I start? Well, first of all, I've done a stage 1 performance modification to the bike. That literally means I've stuck with a 60 volt battery, The 72 volt battery is what you need to be classed as, I think, stage 2 performance modifications. Anyway, let's carry on. First of all, I'm just going to actually start with the wheels. Yeah, look, I've got some SM Pros on there. We've got some MACHINEZ rubber wrapped around them. So I've got a new front brake disc. I've just been bedding it in a little. I also bled the back brake. Works a treat now. So then you're probably wondering, how come in the last video you had a BAC2000 and now you got the BAC4000? Well, sometimes things happen for a reason, and I started getting a couple of errors. Well, one error kept coming up on my BAC2000. The guy remotely connected to my bike. We tried it and tried it a few times. It still persisted with the problem. So in the end, his conclusion was the controller must have a bug in it. And from there, he upgraded me free of charge to the BAC4000. It's all programmed. Apparently, it's 1200 watt and it will run at a phase amp of 400 because of this 60 volt upgraded battery, which is a 63 amp hour. So I'm not really clued up on all those watts and phase amps and all that sort of jargon. As far as I can tell, I've got at least a 70% performance increase, at least I would say 100% increase. It's an absolute weapon now. It's totally woke this thing up. I can't believe it. It's mental. It's absolutely mental. What I do know for certain is I won't be letting any of my inexperienced friends ride this, because I guarantee they'll loop it. Guaranteed. Oh yeah, before I forget as well, I've got the 56 tooth sprocket on there now. That was advised to me with this kit. It's called a trail kit, I think. I'm well chuffed with it. Yeah, I had a bit of aggro setting it up, and I've been without my Surron for a few weeks, and I made a few phone calls, and we've had some remote sessions. These things happen, but at the end of the day, everything came good. I think the wheels set it off now though. Now I've got that extra bit of power, I didn't mind having some decent tyres and that extra weight, because, well, you can't notice it. What I do know for sure is it's absolutely just changed this bike to something I just couldn't imagine. Is it a good thing? I don't know. This could mean trouble. I mean, in inexperienced hands, this is a lethal machine now. One thing when fitting this kit, you need to just put some bolts in the catch. It's not that pleasing to the eye, but it does the job. So all I'm really doing today is just giving it a bit more of a test, really. Nothing serious, just opening it up a bit more, checking for bugs. I had my first Surron in 2019, so now we're in 2022. I'd obviously had quite a few years experience on a stock Surron, and I was very happy with it. I didn't really need to upgrade. I kind of wanted to, and I had a few spare pennies. I wanted to see what all the torque was about and commotion, and I favoured for this kit rather than a 72 volt or just a straight bypass. I wanted more range and a little bit more power if I need it. Now if you have, it's got 3 power settings. In power 1, I reckon still quicker than the stock Surron, so having that in there with the 63 amp hour battery in number 1 gear should be getting, you know, double my range. But that's for me to do later testing. I can't confirm this yet, just need to get and ride it. When I first got it, I just had to, the battery took probably 7 or 8 hours to fully charge and then balance. It just kept going and going. It's actually longer than 8 hours. I think I put it on for about 5 hours one day and thought, oh, I'm not leaving that, so I had to turn it off and put it on the next day, and then it took probably 4 or 5 hours then. So it took a long time to balance that new battery. However, I think that's very important for your first cycle, and that's what I was told as well. And that's what I was told when I bought my first Surron. Right, anyway, Johnny, this isn't your life Surron. If you've got any questions or want to correct me on what the specifications that I've been talking about, then please, because I really am unsure exactly what I'm talking about, because I don't have anyone close to me who knows anything about electrics, so it's all, you know, all sort of my stuff. But what I got to say as well, it's really simple to fit. I mean, you just need, as long as you're confident with a spanner, it is so easy to fit. Just takes a little bit of time. That was the other thing. All I had to do is, when I sent back the other controller, because he wanted the other controller back before he'd send me this, I just had to disconnect those 2 main plugs here, and you got the 3 main coloured wires, and then I think the other 2 wires are the live and negative. Could be wrong, but basically it was a really quick switch out. I just had to remove the old one, bam, when I got the other, it was a 20-minute job. The one problem I've got now, though, that I've noticed since I've fitted that new controller, is the forks. They just seem to be sticking. It's almost like the battery is a few kilos heavier than that stock one. It's almost like that weight where it's balanced is pushing a lot on the forks, and it's making them feel like they stick. Don't know, I do know they stick slightly, but it's all it's very noticeable now. Before I was quite happy with the forks, now I'm not so sure. That's enough of me talking now. I think I've mentioned everything. That should be all. Next, I'm just going to go for a ride up a few trails, and, well, come along if you fancy. Everything's safe. Don't worry, I'm not roughing it in here. She hasn't kicked me out or anything. Not yet. It's alright. Thing is, it's easy enough to give it too much now, and oh, the collie dog. Hello. Cheers. That's what you gotta be careful of. Holy. If I could really say what I think, can't swear. Sure. Woohoo! It just keeps pulling and pulling. That front brake disc is not biting yet. It's lovely now. It's got more than enough power. Who needs a 72 volt? Hey. Whoa. Hey, now if you rip that throttle, you just get that back end there. Whoa. Not so fun up here. Yeah, who really needs the 72 volt kit? I speak to a few people about what's been happening and the ideas, and people telling me to do this and that. Cadmus, oh, without looking, whenever I see his comments I know exactly who he is. He's a Man United fan, that's what I know. And he doesn't like it when they lose. But he was really interested to see what would happen to, well, if I'd enjoy this, what I'd think of it. And yes, mate, it is. I've got a feeling though that it could be more grunt to it than your one. I don't know. You can tell me what it looks like. But what I know is that this battery is built from better cells. Panasonic LP9222278Z8K91s, whatever that means. Now that was all really made up, but some sort of battery cell code it was. Apparently they're a lot better than the stock battery cells. So you can give it more juice, or you can drain more juice from it. I am a bit nervous though, because I mean you can whiskey throttle this. Yeah, I can put it into gear 1, but that's not much fun, is it? It's such a roasting hot day, you know. Most people so far you haven't seen, but I've had my camera off because there's just too many people about. They're all getting about. It's the weekend, you see. Glorious day like this in the UK, and everyone's, well, walking about, getting in my way. That's a better way of putting it. Right then, that's it for today. I'm going to start heading back. Hope you enjoyed this upload, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Moto Machines out.